Unsurprisingly, the game of Team Fortress 2 is peppered with Easter eggs and cultural references. It's time to pick your class, grab your gear, and get ready to have some fun with the passionate community surrounding it.
So listen up, boy, or pornography starring your mother will be the second worst thing that happens to you today.
First up is a pair of taunts pulled straight from other video games. One of the Pyro's taunts is called the Hadouken. Take a look at the character Ryu and his famous attack from the Street Fighter franchise, where he focuses his chi into a fiery, plasma-filled ball of pain. The Spy's Box Trot taunt causes him to hide under a cardboard box, a nod to a famous item in the popular
Metal Gear
series, where the character
Snake
often uses a box to comically hide from enemies. The Burst Chester taunt causes a creature to momentarily burst forth from the player's chest in a manner that mimics the infamous scene in 1979's Alien, starring Sigourney Weaver. The Engineer's Rancho Relaxo taunt is named after a spa that appears in the Homer Alone episode of the hit show The Simpsons.
Oh, Gregory, where have you been all my life?
And the Manrobics Mercenaries taunt mimics the dance moves in the 1988 Crystal Light National Aerobic Championship intro. Lastly, when the Scout dominates another player, he will shout quotes similar to ShamWow's infomercial personality, Vince Offer. Does anyone else notice how much they actually look alike?
Hi, it's Vince with ShamWow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel.
When it comes to maps, keep in mind that both the original developers and the community map creators are behind all sorts of hidden surprises just waiting to be discovered. Just look outside the level boundaries in Thunder Mountain to see some peculiar AI behavior. Taking a peek behind the blue team spawn will show a group of mercenaries standing around a chalkboard performing a number of emotes. And look behind the red team spawn to spy on some of the characters taking a relaxing swim. Elsewhere outside the map, a sniper, complete with a camper unit, can be found some distance away. In the Koth Lakeside level, fly up to a set of steps to a skull-shaped building where the crazed Bombonomicon talks to you and tries to sell you a timeshare.
Waterfront property. Yeah, it's mine. Well, it's a timeshare.
Now, speaking of Merismus, in the Pass Warehouse level, you can find a hidden room containing various items, including the Merismus hat, bags, and teleporter. Next up are a few Easter eggs that reference previous Team Fortress updates. On the CP Foundry map, you can also go behind the spawn to where Soldier is guarding a top secret room. Once inside, you can find Scout and Heavy in a photographer's darkroom waiting for pictures to develop, with one showing a blurry robot picture, and on the wall are the numbers 13, 22, 13. The numbers, when matched to the alphabet, spell MVM, a hint towards the Man vs. Machine update. A number of maps show the famous robot-filled tank hidden in the background, which also references the Man vs. Machine update. Another Man vs. Machine hint can be found on the SD Doomsday map. Journey down a metal hatch entrance to a place where you'll find Soldier guarding a door labelled Top Secret. On the inside, you'll see Spy looking at the map that hints at 3 Man vs. Machine maps before they were released. On the Koth Harvest event map, you can find a hidden room underneath the map where the ghost of Zephaniah Man will appear when he isn't above terrorizing the mercenaries. Occasionally, the Halloween event will also cause the character to dance like Michael Jackson in the famous music video for the song Thriller. If you visit the game named Probed, you can occasionally see UFOs that fly out of the map and abduct wooden cows. This map also contains a hidden room inside the Happy Farmers building. The level named Watergate has several references to the game Dishonored, including Lacking Moral Fiber Mask and the Whalebone Charm. A more subtle Easter egg on the High Pass map has the names on the doors of the developers who created it. Both weapons and cosmetics in the game are no different when it comes to taking influence from pop culture, as they tend to show what the developers are interested in. The Doctor Whoa bow tie is a nod to the BBC's Doctor Who, in this case the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith.
Yeah, it's cool. Bow ties are cool.
The Medic's chrono scarf is also due to the Doctor Who show, and in this case, the 4th Doctor, played by Tom Baker.
I beg your pardon, Brigadier, I was just thinking.
The Eternal Reward knife for the spy directly references the scene from Disney's Aladdin, when a disguised Jafar pulls out a dagger and tells him,
"Giving you your reward.
Your eternal reward."
The Haft-Zatoichi sword for the Demo Man and Soldier refers to a blind swordsman series of movies in Japan, since the Demo Man can only see out of one eye and normally the soldier's eyes are covered by his helmet. The weapon also prevents you from sheathing it until you kill someone, which references legendary Japanese swordsmith Muramasa. Muramasa swords are said to be cursed and instill a bloodlust in the owner, requiring blood from either an enemy or the user in order to quench it. Speaking of the Demo Man, who's depicted to be Scottish, both the Lock and Load and Nessie's Nine Iron references the Loch Ness in Scotland, and its famous rumoured monster that many have nicknamed Nessie. The Demo Man's Highlander sword is a reference to the Highlander movies, which involve a number of sword-wielding immortals fighting for power. However, the name Highlander is also a nickname for a person from the Scottish Highlands. The Horseless Headless Horseman's Headtaker weapon is a spoof of a short story by Washington Irving called The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, where famously a headless horseman terrorized a town in search of his head. This reference can also be seen in the Pocket Horseman cosmetic item.
Taken by the Headless Horseman, taken back to hell.
Scouts Red Sox are a reference to the Red Sox baseball team in Boston, which is also where the Scout grew up, and naturally is the origin of his accent.
Grass grows, birds fly, sun shines, and brother, I hurt people. Boink!
The familiar Fez hat is a reference to a scene in Austin Powers' movie with Will Ferrell, who also wears the exact same hat and sunglasses.
You remember me? Austin Powers.
I don't recall your name, but your Fez is familiar.
The team captain hat for the soldier is modelled after the hat worn by the famous Street Fighter villain M. Bison. The Liberty launcher weapon for soldier, when inspected, shows a rather obvious crack in the design. This references the cracked Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a symbol of justice and Americana. The Gabe Glasses cosmetic item for Heavy is named after Gabe Newell, the managing director of Valve and God, the company behind Team Fortress 2 and Steam gaming platform. The magical mercenary hat with his unicorn horn can be worn during the Halloween events and was inspired by the hit show My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. The flapjack jacket for the Scout is modelled after one worn by the character Kaneda in the Japanese anime called Akira.
What's wrong? Have some trouble?
Sunglasses named Ray-Bans are a nod to actual Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses design, which has been known as the best-selling design of sunglasses of all time. The Hardy Laurel hat causes the robots in Man vs. Machine mode to don ancient Roman warrior gear and is named after a famous slapstick comedy duo from early Hollywood cinema. If the sound created by the red tape recorder for the spies is slowed down approximately 80%, you'll hear There are numerous other references and Easter eggs peppered throughout Team Fortress 2. But which are your favourites? Let me know in the comments below. As always, this has been Dash for Kerr saying thanks for watching and enjoy the game.